All right, back to work. Back to work. Fantastic day comes to an end. A lot of you guys made some money today, so well done on that. Now, we should have some more good stuff coming tomorrow because we got two things. We got big news tomorrow morning, and we got some juicy, beautiful trading ranges on the charts. You know me, I love range-bound markets. Put those two clues together, though. Big news tomorrow, one of the biggest news of the week coming tomorrow, and a beautiful trading range below us. Put those two together, and we get some easy trades on our radar for tomorrow. I'm going to cover all the details tonight. By the time we're done tonight, you'll have an easy roadmap to make some money on what should be a very good day tomorrow in our trade room. Before we jump in, though, into my favorite trades for tomorrow, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I don't want you to miss tomorrow night's video, so make sure you subscribe. If you enjoy these videos, if you like these lessons, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. Give me a shout out, give me a hell yeah down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in, supporting our channel. But enough of the intro, though. Let's keep the good times rolling on what should be another fantastic day on Wednesday morning. Now, charts are all ready, as you can see. Nasdaq, triple Qs are all ready. Oh, the E-mini and the SPY is ready. I have three very important clues right now that are telling us where the winners are probably waiting for us tomorrow morning. One of those important clues is right here on this 60-minute chart right now. We are bullish overall on the S&P SPY. Got that range above us acting as a magnet on the S&P SPY. We are bullish overall with that big range above us acting as a magnet on the Nasdaq and the triple Qs. The 60-minute charts are fantastic for giving us the overall directional bias. But as we know, these higher time frames, they're not going to help us time the entries. I have two more important clues on some faster time frames, some tick charts that will help us tie it all together and time those perfect entries to make some money tomorrow morning. Now, before we jump in, though, and talk entry tactics, though, let's check our schedule for tomorrow because we have one of the biggest news events of the week tomorrow. ISM Services Index, the services sector, right? If you've gone to a restaurant or a hotel or hired a handyman to work on your house, you know, and the Fed has told us this many times, the labor cost, the services cost, the services aspect of the inflation challenge right now is the stickiest part. So I would imagine this has a potential to be a big catalyst for tomorrow. Now, obviously, with some big news tomorrow, it makes my job a bit difficult to make predictions for tomorrow, but not to worry, though. I'm going to put together a pretty good roadmap tonight. That way, no matter what we get off that news tomorrow, we have a roadmap, a game plan to capitalize on it. So 10 o'clock Eastern time, ISM services, and then we shift our focus to that big non-farm number coming out on Friday morning. Don't worry about the ADP employment tomorrow morning. The big number is that ISM at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Now, let's get back to our charts, though, because it's good to know when the news is, but we know that the money is made on the charts, right? So I talked about earlier, the 60-minute charts right now are pretty much all bullish. Nothing has changed there. Big bull run up into that trading range. We're trying to go back up into that range right now. Again, this is kind of the easy part right now, is understanding overall direction. The hard part is timing the entries. Let's now go to our tick charts. We use tick charts in our trade room because tick charts make entry timing easier. They make pattern recognition a whole lot easier. This, by the way, is a 7,000 tick chart. All the time frames up top there in the upper left-hand corner. And if you're watching for the first time right now, welcome to the channel. This yellow line right there, pretty much the only indicator I use is the 21 EMA. Now, I mentioned two more clues that are telling us kind of where the best entry tactics are going to be for tomorrow. One of the big important clues is that range right in the middle. Now, if you guys are in my free video classes right now, you know that ranges do two things. One, ranges are magnets. And two, they love to rotate back and forth, right? Rotate back and forth. With ranges like this, we can buy low, we can sell high. That's one very important clue. The second big clue is we've got that big high, right? Remember that big short squeeze from last Friday? Yeah, we're way back now up at overhead resistance, right? So big time resistance, range magnet down underneath us. Ranges love to rotate. When I look at a chart like this, there are two basic types types of trades I'm looking for. One is reversals, right? Reversals are always my favorite trades in a range bond market, right? So buy low, sell high, and basically trade those reversals back and forth. Now, we're going to talk about those reversals because obviously we're a bull market overall. I'm going to use a different technique to buy a bullish reversal than I would to sell a bearish reversal. So you're going to want to stay tuned. We'll talk about timing the best reversal entries. And of course, we got some big news tomorrow. So we'd be foolish not to be ready for a breakout out of a range like this. Often give us a breakout pullback. Now, I'll tell you, breakout pullbacks, you can make a ton of money with breakout pullbacks, but there can be some tricks to this. So I've got two types of trades I look for on a breakout pullback. We're going to cover that as we go deeper into the video tonight as well. So this will be a master class on ranges, breakouts, and of course, lots of reversals. Now, my favorite trade, of course, are reversals down below that range because, again, we're an overall bull market. Let's start there first right now, and then we'll cover the reversals off the highs and the breakouts going higher. We'll cover that a bit later on in the video. So grab some screenshots, take some notes, ask questions in the comment section if you got any questions. But now, I have a number of levels. I've got that channel low down there. I've got some swing levels down here. I've got this big level down here. So let's put together a game plan on ways in which we can structure some reversals off of that low. The first thing that comes to mind though is if all we get is a bounce off of that channel, we're not going to be buying very low. One thing you'll learn in our free video classes is that, again, ranges love to rotate. The amount above that range can be projected now below that range. This is kind of the ideal area to buy reversal off the low. If all we do is get a reversal off the low of this channel or somewhere around here, I got to be careful buying too high. So to do that, I'm looking for what's called a bear trap. Whenever I'm concerned about buying too high, you always want to look for this pattern right here. You know, I never pick the bottom, right? I'm not going to pick the bottom on that, blindly buy that low, because that's just not how we make money long term. What I'll do though is once it pulls back to the moving average, if I see bears trying once, bears trying twice, see, now I know all their stops are sitting right here, and I can look for, again, these are called bear trap patterns in our free video classes. I want to get that higher high in price and that little trap right below that low. So bottom line is, if all we get is that shallow pullback off that low or that channel, this is the pattern I'm looking for. And really, you can string together a couple different bear traps on this one. Bear trap here, and then as we go higher, remember I want to buy as low as I can, higher high in price. This will also be a bear trap right there. Now, you can see these look a bit different, but they're the same basic pattern. One is a bear trap reversal, one is a bear trap continuation. So shallow pullback, get that bear trap, trap the bears in, squeeze those stops as it runs back higher and rotates off that low. Keep trying to buy as low as you can, get those bear traps there. So traps are the key when it comes to shallow pullbacks. Now, we get a lot easier job here if we wind up running down to that low, that pendulum swing, that low. If we're lucky, we'll get a nice strong run down, and we can look for what I would call a failure into trap combination. Now, what does that mean? Well, if we can get that deep pullback right now, I'm not so worried about buying too high, right? We're buying pretty low in the big picture right now, so I'm not going to pick a bottom on this, right? I don't know how far that will go, especially if the news takes that running lower. Instead, let's trap those bears in with one try, two try. Now, I don't need to get the actual technical trap entry like up here. All he now is once those bears try twice, because I'm not worried about buying too high, I can go for a stop run and buy that run going higher. Now, as we go higher, this is definitely though where I need to be looking for ways to buy low. And anytime I'm going to buy low, I'll always look for that technical bear trap. It's a failure into a trap combination. And again, you know when the failure is all you need because you're buying nice and low. Now, one thing you do want to keep in mind on this is a lot of times we get two bites at the apple. A lot of times we'll get that strong run down, we'll get that failure, we'll get that nice, easy winner that pops up. But because it's such a strong run down, it holds the underbelly of this move and runs back down and retests the low. Remember, anytime we see a strong move in one direction, the odds are good they're going to try to retest that low. These are winning trades, right? We'll get our one-to-one target. We'll get that stop moved up to point of entry, but knocked out on the runner. These can be some most lucrative trades because now, think about this. Anybody who's sold short right there, where are they taking their profit? Their profit targets are back at that low. So the way I look at it is the sellers who sell here, they become buyers down here. This is usually where rookies will come in. I know because I made this mistake a lot. When I was a rookie, I would have thought that was a reversal. It's not, right? We're an overall bull market, range above us. This is where we can do it again. It's a failure pattern. We don't need a technical bear trap here because again, we're nice and low here. I wouldn't complain about a bear trap there, but all we need there is a failure pattern. And again, that failure will go then up into always as it runs higher here. I want to buy as low as I can into that trap pattern. We call these double bottom reversals. It's a move lower, a nice bear trap back up again. But again, it doesn't keep on running the way we want it to. It goes back and retest low. Do not confuse that retest of that low with a reversal. It's simply a double bottom there in most cases. Trap the rookies in. This is the last place you want to sell. So trap the inexperienced traders in, squeeze those stops, and then grab that trap pattern as they make a way back up to rotate back to the high of that trading range. That will be a great opportunity for us tomorrow if we can get the reversal off of that low. Now, before we keep going though, let's slow down for a second because I know that most of you folks watching right now, I got a ton of comments today making money on failures and traps. I know a lot of you guys watching right now, you know these patterns, you're making money with these, but if you're watching for the first time right now, this might be way over your head. I do look at things a bit differently here on this YouTube channel. This could be a brand new language for you, but don't you worry. I teach all these entry patterns. I have hundreds of examples of all the tools and techniques I'm talking about tonight. I teach all this inside our free video classes. I'll hook you up here, up top here, upper right-hand corner. I'll put a link up top there for you. Grab that link that popped up and take my free trading course because I'll tell you, the strategy I teach in that video series will teach you a remarkably simple trick we use in our members trade room so we always know where the best winners are going to be each day. More importantly, I want to help you start making money out there on your own. I'll teach you 4 my favorite entry patterns. You'll learn failures, you'll learn traps, and a whole lot more. It's all taught in that free video course. Guys, the markets are so good right now. If you're not making consistent money each day, if you're sick of missing the best trades each day, if you're struggling to qualify for a funded account at Apex or Top Step, hit that link. Your P&L will thank you for it. It's perfect for someone to make the jump into full-time trading. Also be aware too, I'm going to put all the important links tonight, the description of the YouTube video. I'll start with the free class links down there. Definitely start first with the free classes. We trade together every day in our trade room. I'll put membership information, the description of the YouTube video. And also too, I post a ton of updates on Twitter or X during the day. If you're on Twitter, X, give me a follow. All the details you need there, description of the YouTube video, but definitely start first. If you're here for the first time right now, start first on that free video class, learn the roadmap, start making money on your own out there, and you'll be happy you get that roadmap every year to follow along. So that is a couple examples there of those reversals off of that low. Now, I do want to go forward here and talk about the breakout and some reversals off the high, because again, they're different techniques to short off the high and just to buy off the low, because again, it's a bullish overall market. There's one more thing I want to talk about for tomorrow. And that is, again, if we get that run lower, I want to get that failure down here, right, and snap back up, right? I want to get that snap back up again. But you know what? With big news tomorrow, we may not get that. We may not get the chance to trap in those sellers. Oftentimes, we get this run down. There's so many buyers around these key levels here, it just snaps and squeezes right back up again, and I never get my shot to get that bottom, right? So in that situation, we're gonna go back and use that same strategy we talked about last night on the video. Remember last night we talked about that V bottom off of that low? What do we always say about a V bottom? Well, think about this. The V bottom, what happens is, if we get that V bottom off that low, the market begins to grind up like this, right? Kind of grinds up like that, like it did over there. What happens is that buyers are unable to get in nice and low. And so as the market goes grinding higher, smart buyers, right? Not rookies, but smart buyers, smart money buyers are not going to chase after it. They're going to look for ways to get in and buy low. Now, this should hopefully start to make sense to you, right? What did we say earlier? Whenever I want to buy low, what's the best entry? It's always a bear trap. And where do bear traps live? They live below prior swings. Whenever I get a V bottom like this, and again, we talked this quite a bit last night on the video, my favorite technique is I want to draw a trend line off the highs, bring it down off that low, and again, look left, find some of these swings that we saw back there, right? Find one of those swings and get underneath one of those swings. Now, if we get under the swing, that's where a trap lives. Sometimes we get double dipped. Sometimes a trap into a failure, into a pullback combination. It could be a pullback combination. It could be a bear trap combination. And again, this might make no sense to you right now, but it will once you get to the video course I mentioned earlier. But again, the goal is I want to buy off that low. That's the goal. But hey, sometimes we don't get it, right? We take whatever the market gives us, what the market gives us. If we V bottom off that low here, whatever you do not chase it going higher because again, the smart money buyers eventually will come back in. They're going to want to buy low now. They're not going to want to buy high up here. And that's where the traps come in, the failure patterns come in, the pullback combinations, maybe a strength trade, right, going higher there off of that low. And again, this will make a lot more sense once you guys get through that free video course. So those are some reversals off the low there. Now let's get down to the more difficult part of the process, right? Now, as we go higher, we are very bullish right now. So there are a couple ways I'm looking to short that reversal off the high. And I'll tell you, we saw a slowdown in the JOLTS report this morning. It does seem like we're getting that slowdown. So we might see a slowdown in the ISM service tomorrow. If we get some bad numbers, or I guess good numbers, right? Bad news is good news right now when it comes to a lot of these employment numbers and inflation numbers. But we may get that nice strong run higher. So let's game plan on that for tomorrow. And to do that, let's go to the Nasdaq. Now, on the Nasdaq right now, Nasdaq is almost identical to the S&P. Nice big bull run up into a trading range. We've been talking about this for weeks now, right? We're looking at that run down and back up into that trading range. It was such a big move. I mean, the move went so far, so fast in the month of May. The whole month of May was pretty much up, 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 up. It should surprise nobody. We got that deep pullback, right? Deep pullbacks are healthy they're necessary in a big move like that. And so now look at that run back up to retest the high. Again, that's the overall big picture right now. The more difficult, the more important picture, though, is the smaller picture now on the tick chart. So again, you'll notice a 4,000 tick chart there on the Nasdaq. We have the same basic clues here, right? Same basic stuff. It's a range-bound market. We've got a big time level of resistance above us. Same basic idea here we talked about on the S&P. I'll try to repeat myself too badly here right now, right? But again, we know that ranges are magnets. We know markets like to reverse back and forth. in a range market. I outlined some key levels, some ways to buy off those support levels below us on the S&P. Same basic idea. My channel low is right there. I got swing low, pendulum, pendulum. Again, shallow pullbacks always are traps. Why? Because we're buying relatively high, deeper pullbacks. It's not so much location that is our concern, it's more momentum. On a deeper pullback like this, it's a great location, but all of that momentum going lower says what? The bears are going to want to retest that low. So we don't pick the bottom, right? We trap the bears in, let them try a couple times, squeeze those stops. And again, that's a failure pattern if you guys are following along in the free video course. Sometimes these go up, right? They come back down again. They take out that low and we take another bite at the apple going higher. And again, worst case scenario, we get that V bottom. It pops up, grinds up, and we look for those bear traps below those lows as we outlined last night on the video, right? So V bottom, grinding up, get those bear traps off the low. Okay, I don't want to waste too much of your time here on the video. Same game plan we talk about on the S&P. Now, as we go higher here, I want to keep an eye out for a reversal off the high, and there are two types of reversal patterns off the high we'll talk about. We'll talk about that here in a second. Also, too, is the breakout pullback. Right, the breakout pullback. There are two types of entry patterns to look for on a breakout pullback. So let's get into it here right now. Let's talk first about reversals off the high. Okay, there are two types of reversals we look for. One is basically a bull trap and a failure. If you put together a failure pattern and a trap pattern, ones I teach in the free video course, you get what's called a crown reversal pattern. I know you guys love these. I get so many comments every week of people making money with these crown reversal patterns. They're very simple. I want to go up. And again, remember, we're bullish overall. So I cannot try to blindly pick this top right now. However, is this a good place to buy? Please say no. Please say no. Right? No. Right? We're high up in the resistance. Is a range below us. This is the last place I want to buy. I wish I had a crystal ball and I could pick that top. But my next best thing is I'm going to wait for the rookies to come in. This is where rookie traders will get in trouble trying to chase these markets going higher. Now think about a failure pattern. A failure pattern says, let them try once, let them try twice. Why twice? Because I need to use their stops to fuel this thing as it rolls over, right? Makes sense? We're bullish overall. So just because I'm at resistance doesn't mean I can get a short to work for me, right? I need something to give me that gasoline, right? That fuel to turn that momentum over and run lower, right? Momentum's against me right now. That's why I have to use the stops to fuel that move going lower. Now, here's a big problem. Pay attention right now. Pay attention. Now, I do not want to sell this as it goes lower. Why? Because we're an overall bull market. Draw that trend line off the highs, off that low, right? I do not want to sell as it goes lower. You're begging for a bear trap in that situation. So if you understand that basic principle, this is why we use a crown reversal pattern. Crown reversals are going to combine the two tries for a failure. That way we know the stops are right here, but at the same time though, we look for what is basically a bull trap off the high, because traps allow me to sell high and buy low. Now think about how that thing works now. Now trend line off the highs, off that low now. Yeah, see now I'm already in, right? I'm already getting that 1-to-1, right? I'm already taking my profit on this trade right now as it goes lower. If this thing wants to rip higher, okay, so be it. Right? My stop moved down my point of entry, risk is off. It's not the big winner I want, right? But at least it's a winner and not ripping my face off with a bear trap. Does that make sense? This is very, very important to understand. I do not want to sell as it goes lower. I need to be firmly in the green by the time we get down to those lows there. That's why crown reversals are the way to do it. And again, it's simply one try, two try, sell as high as you can, right? Because again, hopefully it drops all the way down. Hopefully it collapses and it's a huge winner, but sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes it runs into these channels here and again, ends up just shooting back higher and we get something out of it better than selling into it and getting your head ripped off, right? So a crown reversal. Now, the easier one, watch closely, the easier one is the V-top. The V-top's the easier one in this one because now we'll pop up. There'll be so many buyers that take their profit up there. There'll be so many bears that come in and whack this thing back down. It'll V-top and begin to grind back down again. That grind is a huge giveaway because now that turns momentum now in my favor. Make sense? Now in this example, I'm not so worried about momentum being so bullish because that grinding motion down, it just tells me that the buyers are walking away. Now the hard part is don't chase after it. Mark a trend line there, up around that high, and just like over here, right? Just like right there, what do? Flip it around, look for that bull trap, right? Look for that trap or any entry pattern really above one of the highs, top of that channel. These V-top reversals are a lot easier to make money with, but they're not as common as that crown reversal. So we go up, we get whacked back down, it begins to grind down. The grind is the giveaway. The grind is the giveaway. That tells you momentum now is shifting and we can now look for that first test off the high. And again, this could be a bull trap, it could be a buyer failure pattern, it could be a pullback combination, any of the entry patterns you guys are learning inside of the free video course. And remember, if we get that reversal off that high, the amount above, the amount below, we know where the market wants to go. And then once we get down to those lows, what do? You take your profit, you trap those bears in, and you squeeze right back up into that trading range. That is, boy, that would be a gorgeous setup situation for us tomorrow. Keep that on your radar. Now, last but not least here is the breakout pullback. Very much an option for tomorrow because of that big news. When I think of a breakout pullback, the first thing we think of is all of these areas of resistance right now will become an area of support. Okay, you want to look left, look back at that trading range and think, okay, those areas of what were resistance now become support. Knowing that, think about these two patterns. As we go higher, my concern is I don't want to what? I don't want to buy high. Because of that, we look for, you guessed it, a bear trap pattern. It's a higher high in price, a trap below that low. That's the pattern we look for. If this thing starts to cruise going higher here, could be after news, before news, that's the pattern we trade during that breakout. Now, one very important thing about breakouts, the size of that breakout leg will likely be used now as a measuring leg right there. Okay, that's the breakout leg. Watch for that pullback there and combine that there, and that will likely be where the measuring leg is going to be. Breakout leg, measuring leg, right? Think about these as a measured move. That will tell you now where to start taking profit and then wait for, where the magic happens is, a breakout pullback. When I think of a breakout pullback, I think of a two-legged pullback. Now, two-legged pullbacks use symmetry, okay? Think about a two-legged pullback, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. As we say in our video classes, a two-legged pullback is always a bit more than a measured move, right? So if I'm the 100% down here, go a bit more than a measured move. Again, this will oftentimes be somewhere right around those prior highs, right? Those prior areas of resistance now become areas of support. This is going to feel like a reversal. I'm going to warn you right now, this will feel like a reversal. That's a good thing because we're an overall bull market. Now, pull back. Don't pick that bottom. Hopefully by now you know, don't pick tops and bottoms. Wait now for that pullback. And this is that failure into that trap combination I mentioned earlier on the S&P chart, right? That failure in a trap combo as we go. Target is pretty easy in this one. It's back up to retest that high. So again, if we start ripping after that news comes out tomorrow, it's always going to be a bear trap on the way up. Again, bear trap on the way up, and then think about that measured move target, take our profit, and then wait for the deeper pullback. When I think breakout pullback, I always think 1, 2, a bit more than a measured move, And as always, right, don't pick that bottom, right? Trap those bears in, 2-try failure, and then grab that bear trap pattern, higher high in price, trap below that low, target off back to retest the high, and always, always, always leave a runner. All right, guys, that's the game plan for tomorrow. 3 scenarios, 2 reversals, 1 breakout pullback. Now, don't forget, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, come trade it with us. The easiest way to start making money in these markets is to learn and trade along every morning in our trade room at the opening bell. I'll put all the important links tonight, description of the YouTube video. Start first on the free video classes, learn the fundamental strategy, start making money out there on your own. In the meantime, any questions, any trouble getting started, you can always use live chat, call the office, send me an email. I'd be happy to help out if you guys have trouble getting access to our free video courses. In the meantime, hope you guys learned a bunch tonight. Hope you use this knowledge to make some more money tomorrow. And hopefully I'll see you sometime soon trading with us in the morning room at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Guys, be well out there. Be nice to each other out there, will ya? And be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.